Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My apologies for not being there in person. I had to be out of town, and I'm really deeply sorry not to be part of this important event in person. Dr. Kapani and the Sikh Foundation, who organized this event, were kind enough to give me the opportunity to share my experiences with you through this recording. And I look forward to getting your feedback when I return from my trip. So I've been asked to tell you all about the Sikh and Punjabi Studies program at UC Santa Cruz. And it's the youngest of the three programs in the University of California compared to Santa Barbara and Riverside. It's also different in several other ways. Briefly, the endowment for this chair, the Sarabjit Singh Arora Chair in Sikh and Punjabi Studies, was given to Santa Cruz a few years ago, and after some kind of difficulties in terms of deciding how to fill the position, I was asked to take the chair in fall of 2010. So I was appointed in December 2010. So I'm coming up to almost 4.5 years in this position. So I'll give you a little bit of a feel for what the position entails and what I've been doing and what I hope to accomplish. The chair is actually in the Humanities Division, and I'm a professor of economics, so my position is in the Economics Department in the Social Sciences Division. So that's an unusual situation, but I've been very fortunate in working with a wonderful Dean of Humanities, William Ladiso, who is actually stepping down soon, but that's been very good in terms of managing that organizational split. It's also true that I'm doing the duties of the chair in addition to my regular economics duties, but that hasn't bothered me. It's been really a wonderful opportunity to serve the community, and that'll be for you to judge what I've been able to accomplish. So a little bit of background: I've actually been working on topics relating to Sikhs in Punjab for over 20 years, and that's been related to my work on the Indian economy, which has been a major part of my economics research. When I was asked to take the chair, I first asked the students. There were a few Sikh students who I knew, and they were a wonderful group, and I asked them what they would like to see, what they would like to happen at UC Santa Cruz. And the students were very clear. They wanted some curriculum that would teach them about their heritage and also teach non-Sikhs about Sikhi and the Sikh heritage. And they also wanted a class in Punjabi language. So I'll come back to the language class, but what I've done in teaching is I created a class, Introduction to the Sikhs, which I offer. Actually, it's a half class, so that enables me to teach it on top of my regular economics load. And the class is offered once a year. I've been keeping it at about 35 or 40 students. I could probably expand it, but the class size allows me to have student presentations, and it gives me a chance to read all their papers. Most years I've actually had half Sikhs and half non-Sikhs in the class. This year I would say 3/4 or more of the students were non-Sikh. And in some ways that's maybe ideal, because it's really those students who are not of Sikh heritage, who we want to reach out to. And I think it's true we want to teach our own children about their heritage, but in some sense I think an important step towards that process is to sort of normalize studying the Sikhs, so that it's not just separate from studying other things, but is really part of the curriculum. So having non-Sikhs take the class is very important. The students have been wonderful. I have them do a presentation, they write a paper, they choose a whole range of topics, some that I would never have thought of, and I think in fact non-Sikh students often bring an extra dimension of curiosity and engagement, which I think really enriches the class. And I'd be happy to share my syllabus and a list of topics of presentations and papers with anyone who's interested. Now, on the organizational side, it's interesting. Initially, for the first 3 years, when I taught the class, it was taught just in the humanities division. Because we obviously don't have a department of Sikh and Punjabi studies, we also don't have a religious studies department. We don't have a South Asian studies program, which is unfortunate also. But so for the first 3 years, I was able to offer the class just as a humanities division class. It has no prerequisites and so is open to everybody. This year, when I taught it for the fourth time, I was very pleased. There's a new department in Santa Cruz, Critical Race and Ethnic Studies, and I was able to have the class accepted as a Critical Race and Ethnic Studies class. And so that provides it with a departmental home, it regularizes the administrative support and so on. And it really actually highlights one of the themes that has been important in my class, which is the position of Sikhs in 21st century America, and how they are part of a society that is increasingly pluralistic and multicultural. So I think that is a very important perspective, especially for young Sikhs growing up in America. And of course it's not just in the university, one sees that in the engagement of many different organizations created and run by young Sikhs that work for civil rights and work to create a space for Sikhs in modern day America. Another aspect of what I've been doing is to organize research and have research and conferences and bring in visiting speakers, and that's been really a very important part of what we've been doing. Again, in doing that, we've tried to connect with students, with faculty who are not in Sikh studies, and with most importantly with the community. I think we've sort of set the standard there in some ways to foster community engagement, and of course we're very fortunate in having such a wonderful Bay Area Sangat to interact with. So at this stage I want to actually mention that one very important advantage that we've had at Santa Cruz is the presence and engagement of Dr. Indrajit Kaur, who's a research associate in the music department at UC Santa Cruz, and of course she's well known in the community. She's Singh Shabad Kirtan. She's created the first Hemkund International Kirtan competition, heads the Sikh Music Heritage Institute, and so on. And she's doing some very important research on Shabad Kirtan. But she has been really absolutely instrumental in terms of conceptualizing how we've done things here. In particular, the first conference, Achievements in New Directions in Sikh Studies, she really conceptualized that and helped make it very inclusive And I think it was really path-breaking in terms of bringing in all the different groups I mentioned, students, community, scholars outside of Sikh studies, and creating a very friendly, interactive space for engagement. I think that's carried over into other conferences. We've also organized a conference on the Punjab economy, but looking at it not just in economic terms, but also environment, politics, society, and so on. And that has been very important. We were able to invite important scholars from Punjab, and we've been able to catalyze some new research in Punjab, a conference that was held and I participated in. And I think the Punjab economy really needs a lot of attention. It's kind of stuck in a green revolution equilibrium and is being left behind development in other states of India, besides the environmental damage being done. So I think that's been an important aspect of the program, is creating that link to Punjab. Thanks to Sardar Mahendra Singh Madan, who's been a big supporter, we were also able to sign an agreement of cooperation with Punjabi University Patiala, and they have hosted the conference. I've also given a couple of public lectures at Punjabi University Patiala and Guru Nanak Dev University Amritsar, both on the economy and on Punjab economy and on Sikh studies. So turning to other activities, I'll just briefly describe them. The Sikh Student Association has been very active. They organized a conference on feminism and social activism. They held the first ever Turban Day, Sikh Turban Day at UC Santa Cruz. They have sponsored a panel after the Oak Creek massacre, which was very important and very well received on campus. They do Seva Days, where they drive to the San Jose Gurdwara and help out there. So it's really a wonderful group of young Sikhs that have been very active. And with the Sikh Student Association, I tried to provide some financial help and whatever else they need, but it's really their own initiatives that have been absolutely crucial. Other activities, we've had a whole range of visiting speakers, speaking on the Gadar Party, on somebody will be coming to speak on young Sikhs in the UK. We've had a very important panel with my fellow chairs from Santa Barbara and Riverside, where they came to Santa Cruz and we reflected on the events of 1984, and I'm very grateful to them, and that was a really significant event that we did last fall. Professor Rahuldeep Singh Gill also came and spoke to the students at another event marking 1984. So those have been important examples of events, in addition to, of course, the conferences and what the students have done. I want to turn to Punjabi language, and the core endowment has been used to cover conferences, visiting speakers, supporting student activities, and so on. But it's not enough. I don't take anything from that. But the endowment has not been enough to support language teaching. There we were very fortunate. Dr. Indrajit Kaur, Dean Ladisaw, and I were able to engage with a group of representing the Bay Area Sikh community, and they provided us with the Guru Nanak Heritage Endowment, which has been funding Punjabi language teaching. We've offered it 3 times in summer session, and we've been able to offer it at the San Jose Gurdwara. That's been extra work, but also a chance to again connect with the community and collaborate with them. I think the class has been successful in the sense that it's attracted a wide range of students. You see Santa Cruz students, high school students, occasionally a student from another university, and some community members. We have not been able to increase the enrollments beyond 7 or 8 students a year. and we're actually considering using the endowment income to offer the class on the campus, where I think we can actually double those enrollments, get up to about 15 students in the class, and maybe even be able to stretch the dollars a little further, not having to deal with university extension and so on, so that because the fixed costs are all covered on campus, so we might be able to stretch it out to a 2-quarter sequence, which would be ideal, offering it on campus. So that's something that is that we're discussing. Again, I think the community support has just been absolutely phenomenal. The first year we offered Punjabi, we didn't have the endowment income yet, and Chardi Kala Foundation stepped in with money to subsidize the class. I think that is I think a pretty complete summary. Dr. Inderjeet Kaur and I have also been active in our own research, presenting at conferences. I think we've been among the Sikh scholars who have been presenting both at academic conferences and at community conferences, especially Dr. Kaur. And I think that really captures the spirit of what we're trying to do, which is to create a program which is academically rigorous, serves the students, but also is sensitive to the needs and concerns of the community. And again, I think we're very fortunate to have 3 UC chairs. We've been exploring some collaborations. I think there are many possibilities for expanding language teaching and other research projects through collaborations. So I think with a concerted effort and with the support of the community, I think we can really move forward very successfully. I think it is a challenge. One of the things I've been doing is taking stock of the state of Sikh studies academically, and I think there are issues that still need to be addressed, but in a way that we want to be respectful. We want to maintain the highest standards of academic rigor, and I think we're in the process of doing that, so that the pure academic discipline of Sikh and Punjabi studies finds a true home in Western academia. I think that's important for our students, even if they don't take classes in Sikh studies, to feel that their heritage is right up there with that of other groups in America. Thank you for this chance to speak to all of you. Again, my apologies for not being there in person. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.